You're pretty when I'm drunk.
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 And I'm pretty fucking drunk.
Hey guys, another day living the dream. Actually, I'm in my rally mode. This is something from Multi-Gunman. Yeah, it's just I was actually supporting Pete's Flyers. We were kind of watching the game together and comments going back and forth, and the Flyers, man, they're playing the Islanders. They were like way out there, like they're gonna win. And Pete goes, "Let's not get too excited. This kind of shit happens all the time." Sure enough, they tied it up, went in overtime, had a shootout, and lost in a shootout. So sorry to the Flyers, because I'll take the Flyers over the Islanders any day. What are we looking at today? Well, we're looking at clown shoes. Genghis Pecan. You know, we'll play on words there. There's Genghis Pecan right there. This is their Pecan Pie Porter 2013. 7% roast. It's a porter brewed with roasted pecans. Once again, clown shoes, where the mother company is actually Mercury Brewing. I just think that sounds better. To each his own. Bayou Chili Head, you're right. He pointed out this has now been passed over a couple times. What if the Messiah Nut Brown Ale is the holy grail of beers? Well, the last thing I had from Hebrew wasn't, awesome, but it's a heads up. We'll take a look at this. Take a look at that tomorrow. So, got Messiah coming tomorrow. Yeah. I should have a brew review up. Christine has her first appointment after the surgery to meet with the surgeon. So hopefully we'll continue getting some good news. The bottle cap looks something like that. Clown shoes. Not like Mercury Brewing or anything cool like that. We are officially committed. We are cheating a little with the flavor-enhancing glass, which I really don't think is going to be necessary with anything from Clown Shoes, but could happen. So far, I can honestly say this is the one company that has not let me down in any way. Second, what have I had more of? The brewery. I've had quite a bit of stuff from the brewery. That's all been good too. They're a little bit more experimentation kind of a company, though. You read what's in some of their brews, and you're like, could work. I've actually never gone to Clown Shoes their website to see what they all have to offer. Can honestly say when I stopped over at the Keyport and Adam handed me a bottle of that, I'm like, why not? I'll try it. That's dark right there. Carbonation, so-so. Gave it a pretty aggressive pour. Kind of tightly packed bubbles. You got your chocolate malt like stuff going on here. Smell? Of course, I'll admit, I'm getting a little plugged up. Has those dark fruit, almost licorice kind of a smell to it. Maybe a mix of chocolate and coffee. Oh yeah. Cheers. Well, it has everything that a good porter has. Kind of a medium mouthfeel. The even though there was noticeable carbonation, that actually feels kind of on the light side. The carbonation is almost identical in the overall presence to one of my favorites, the Lake Superior Brewers oatmeal stout, where it's kind of like, it's, of course I've had enough that I know that it's not the batch or the bottle or something like that, and it's local, so you think you're going to get it about as fresh and undisturbed due to transport as you possibly can. This is kind of the same way. I mean, it's obvious that it has carbonation. I mean, but it just seems like it's like the carbonation is like all up front and then it's gone. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like that. It doesn't even start to get anywhere near that presence of, like, say, sensation of being flat or that kind of thing. It's just the carbonation seems to have kind of died off fast. Flavors, though, it's got some nice deep roasted malts, chocolate, some coffee in there. Honestly, one of the things that probably should have heard me say by now is, those roasted pecans. I tell you, there's that one little spot, like, you kind of get it in the middle, and you're kind of left with it kind of at the end where you're like, kind of like that subtle, like, how do I reword this? Well, I'm always up for material for you guys. I almost said that subtle nut-like residue. Just, I don't know, try your best to pretend that I didn't say a subtle nut-like residue, because there's no material there for any of you to use. Honest, this is the first thing I've had to drink all day. Well, alcohol-wise. Yeah, I had coffee, and I had 7-Up, disturbingly without anything in it. I was going to do something about that, but wanted to do this first. Good God. If only I didn't almost live in Canada. Well, yeah, actually, if I did live in Canada, if I lived, let's see, what direction would that be? Be like over there, and then I'd be closer to the, actually, I guess that's not true, because I think Heffy lives all the way that way, north of Montana, and I think, is it Multi-Gunman and, like, Nick, you guys are like in the opposite direction, I think. Just, it'd be cool if, like, some of the guys that, just, like, you found me over here or followed me from the Boney channel over here lived a little closer, because hanging out with some of you nice guys would be entertaining. I'm trying to convince Jeremy, Pre-Dawn Death, to come on up and we'll do the 10 brew thing. And even though he stands, I think it's 9'6", I'm pretty sure I could drink more than he can. The question is you guys that know who Pre-Dawn Death is, sometimes you become a goofy bastard when you drink. He's a goofy bastard to start with, so I wonder what you end up with. Pretty much the same, I guess. I guess I've seen them, I suppose 9 or 10 beers deep on, was it Saturday night? Oh, I'm sorry, I would, you know me, I normally never look at my phone when I'm doing one of these, but since how it's, Samantha wanting to know if the boy can come over. Of course, she's assuming that, Ms. Bomey is sitting right here, so I can ask. So I just gave her that. I think so. Takes me out of the scenario. Oh, that's right. We're doing a brew review. Hey, did you guys see that Obama came out, basically in favor of legalizing marijuana, and admitted that he had smoked it? I really need to sit down and start to put together a list of the shit that he says that contradicts the stuff that he said. It's okay when you're doing this, but the rest of the time we're going to take everything else away from you. As far as a porter goes, this is awesome. I have absolutely no, look at that, got some good head going there. Genghis Pecan. Pecan pie porter, though. The possible pecan nuttiness part is so in the background, so distant. If it didn't say pecan pie porter on the bottle, I'd like to know how many of you, including the ones that, are much more skilled in this, or at least have some brew backgrounds than I do, would even put this on your list. If right now there's 10 of you guys here and I poured this in 10 glasses and just told, go ahead and give me a rundown of what's in there. I mean, I know that subtle little nuttiness to it is the pecan part, because I can read on the bottle that there's pecan in it, that it's roasted pecans. That wasn't on there. So if you are looking for really good roasted malts and chocolate and subtle coffee, like it's not overdone on any of that stuff. That's what I kind of like about this. Some of them it's like, ooh, it's a coffee porter or a coffee stout or a chocolate stout or that kind of thing. This has got a nice blend of all of them. I don't know what's going to be a fair way to put this on the E scale. As far as a porter goes, I'd say this is honestly a 10. And I don't even know if I'm even going to do the little, where would it be, right? I don't even know if I'd even do the little, it's a 10 blinky thing on screen, because as a porter, I honestly, I say this is a 10 if it's a porter. If I'm supposed to tell you it's Genghis Pecan pie porter, then it's not a 10. If I'm solely supposed to rate it on that, I mean it's not. So I don't even know where I'd even give it a number. Just, it's a very good, very, very smooth, tasty porter. With some creative imagination, there's pecan in there. So, I guess so. I guess so. HempSeedAddict has some material to work with. Overall, I'm just gonna give it a 9. I knew I was just gonna get that back. You think so? Excuse me. So, a 9 from Clown Shoes. Genghis Pecan, because it's Lazy Magnolia's pecan brew was a lot more in that buttery pecan, and if this just added that buttery pecan like roasted flavors to it, then I would honestly give it a solid 10 for or what it is and holding to what it's supposed to be. The beer, the quality of the beer and the taste is exceptional. I'm not gonna give it the 10. I'm gonna give it a kind of slap on the wrist 9 for not being what it says it is, or not being enough of it. So there you go. Hey, one plus to me being the house bitch right now is that those of you that just like to not make me feel bad about them being 25-30 minute brew reviews, these are usually going to be a little bit shorter because I don't want to sneak away too long. But she is able to do more on her own for longer periods of time. The worst part was just the residual pain after the surgery, and not even from the incision, which basically is about a 4-inch slice from here to there. But I know for nearly 7 hours they had her laying on the edge of a table, doing the Jesus thing, and she's had shoulder and neck problems prior to that, and that I know I wouldn't want to be thrown in that position for probably 30 minutes, let alone 6.5 more hours on that, even though you're knocked out. So, granted that everything goes okay tomorrow, don't know how late the appointment's going to go, and it is in the afternoon. We'll take a look at Messiah Nut Brown Ale from Hebrew, the Chosen Brew. Meanwhile, you like a porter? Porters, stouts. My daughter. Check that out, and we'll see you tomorrow.